Hello, now this is what I call Class A pandering with Sean Booty, whatever how you say her name is. I don't really take her seriously as a black woman. I know she's biracial, mixed, or whatever. And this is kind of her little technique of trying to get more associated with black women because the topics and the dialogues of black relationships are a hot topic. You know, everybody's trying to figure it out. Oh, why are black women single? And these conversations are generating a lot of views. Looking for my water. So yes, let's carry on.
And friends, welcome to the podcast appropriately titled Hello There Lovers and Friends. And today I'm with lovers and friends. What's up? It's Keandra is here. Yes, Courtney is here. Deshawn is here. Hi. I have your official intros. I'm going to read in a second. But first.
Now, all of these women, I would say Sean Booty, she's an average biracial girl. Like, she's like a 6. It's nothing special. You can really see girls like that at any PWI or white school or the suburbs. She's not really special. So it's not a diss on her, but I'm just saying. And the cast is pretty lackluster. The chick with the coveralls with the black tee, I mean, she's not bad, but you can tell that she can, lose a little bit more weight. The dark-skinned girl with the glasses, she doesn't look half bad, but you can just kind of tell that something's off. And the girl on the far right, she doesn't look too bad, but again, these women aren't screaming like, oh my god, I gotta go get her. There's just no pizzazz. And that's kind of the thing, is that I don't understand why these average women are making the biggest fuss about how guys are giving them I won't even say the sex life, because ironically when you hear these women talk, or women like them talk, ironically they're having a sex life, but they're just not finding commitment.
We break down why we're here in the first place. Hello There Lovers and Friends is a podcast that is designed to speak to the inner relationship and intimacy expert in you, whether it's your sexual relationships, your friendships, or your romantic relationships. I want you to feel empowered to make the right decisions for yourself because you are armed with the tools that help you to do so. Kind of like how the iPhone made everybody a photographer. That's what I'm aiming for with this podcast. Yeah. And in order to accomplish that, it's about bringing unique perspectives and trained perspectives and voices. So you guys are here because I believe you are an authority on this topic.
Like I say, these topics are hot. So you can look at it right now. The video has been out for almost, I'll say 2.5 years. So it's already generated 500,000 views. I think this is light for her viewership, but then again, this is her establishment on trying to get a black female audience.
And I respect you and I adore you. I am joined by Keandra Jackson, a licensed marriage and family therapist. Can I get a ooh? She has been seen on the Emmy Award-winning show, The Doctors. She has been recently featured in the New York Times, Vice, Bustle, and the Huffington Post as one of...
I will say her professional photo looks very attractive, but you're just it's the offsetting of looking at her as casual as she is now. And it's just like, okay, she can dress, but it's like for business. But again, she just looks average. But hey, I'm willing to give her a shot. I'm not afraid to say that. But, are these women really worth it? So let's see.
The 10 black female therapists that you should know. She's also a 3 times author, shitting on my 2-time author. Okay.
It's not a competition.
The thing that I hate about these type of talk shows or these kind of podcasters is that they get the most, I wouldn't say upper echelon black women. Actually, I would say that. They get these like really out of nowhere top tier black women, top tier career wise, and then try to bomb rush you with all their accomplishments. And for a guy like me, it's kind of weird because you don't really run into these type of chicks. You don't run into these chicks who are 25 and they've written their fourth book. It's really out there and it's not common. And then the thing is that women like her will complain about men not doing what she wants. And you're like, I never met a girl like you, so I don't understand why you're trying to be the archetype of black girl pain or singleness, and you're more of an anomaly more than you think and realize.
And she's an international speaker. Welcome, Keandra.
Hey, thank you.
I'm also joined by Court.
Now, I like her. She has a very slender body, round face, beautiful eyes. You know, I like her with the tracks, with the braids. She has a very nice summer glow, but you know, so something's off.
Who is hypnotically free-spirited with an intoxicating charm.
Yes.
Also a property manager, also a masseuse.
Yes.
Also one of the 6 women in the Game of Desire.
Absolutely.
And there we go. She's basically, I will say allegedly, or I will say assumably, a sex worker. And it's just when I hear shit like a masseuse at a young age and you're popping, and it's like you're wearing lingerie with jeans, that's a lingerie onesie with jeans. And I'm like, you know, when I hear stupid shit like masseuse, like any young girl who's a masseuse, I'm like, no.
Hello, Courtney.
Hey.
And on the far end of the couch is Deshawn, an environmental hot girl solving the California water crisis one drip at a time.
All right, one thing you kind of noticed that all 3 of these girls, actually 4, don't really have real jobs that are practical, everyday, or just make sense. So again, you'll hear these women talking about how they don't have a dating life, and you're like, but the way they'll talk is that they'll talk like every black woman has a job like this. I'm like, how are you an international speaker? I believe you, but I'm like, you know, it's not an everyday thing. And the girl in the far right is an environmentalist, activist. I'm like, what?
Yes, one drip.
Yeah.
Drip, drip. Drip.
Deshawn is again one of 6 women who are featured in the Game of Desire, and it's so special for the 2 of you to be here and for you to be here as well.
I'm kind of afraid.
So today's episode, we are going to talk about black women being undesired in the dating world. And this is not an opinion. This is based on facts and studies that were done. For example, OkCupid did a review of who were the least swiped upon amongst the different genders, and data show that the most.
I kind of hate this. I don't really care whether or not this is true or not. The thing is that, again, like I said in my other video, you can like black women as much as you want, even as a non-select guy. But the thing is that they may not select you. They may not swipe right, no matter if you are their choice 99% of the time. And even with that, 99% of the time, they won't even know that you like black women 99% of the time. So you can love them as much as you want, but you're still battling the idea of whether or not you are really their type.
That most men in the site rated black women as less attractive than women of other races and ethnicities. Of course, on the flip side of the coin, it's Asian men who were rated less attractive than other races and ethnicities in the male category.
And the thing is that even if it's about attraction. Now, I kind of wish that these studies would go a lot further to where when men do swipe right versus on an environment that is not controlled, where it's like, hey, we're taking a sample of 50 men and 100 women, and we're gonna see how much of you guys are gonna pick a black woman. No, just use whoever comes up on the phone, and will these women respond? Will these women give them the number? Will we get a date? And then you will see the reality of why black, or not even really black men, but why people may not even have an interest in talking to black women. Because I'm not really buying it that it's just off of looks.
In addition, according to the 2018 Motherly State of Motherhood survey, Black mothers are 4 times more likely to be single and serve as the primary breadwinners of their home. So in short, what is it like to date as a Black woman?
Interesting, fun, and difficult. It's actually really difficult. I recently swiped on someone, and he was like, "Oh, you look a lot like my ex-girlfriend." And I was like, "Okay." And I'm looking at his picture. I'm like, "Okay, you're white." He's like, "Are you down with the swirl?" I was like, honestly, if I swiped,
Right. Yes. This is an indication.
that's an indication.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next question I got was, "Do you wear a weave?" And I'm like, is this happening still right now, where Beyonce's wearing weaves, where all your celebrities are wearing weaves, all ethnicities are changing?
And first of all, most of us.
Okay, so when it comes to weaves and hair extension, I'm okay with it. The problem is that with black women is that you guys do not understand black men. And you do not understand that black men were raised to be pro-black. Their fathers, uncles, mentors, raised them in the understanding of being pro-black, loving black women naturally. And this is the things that we get. We literally get berated for wanting you at your natural state. And then you call us narcissistic. You call us bashing, anti-black woman, when we want something that looks like it came off of your head.
Moved on to wigs.
That's what I said. And
Let us be very clear.
Weaves not so much, but braids, crochets, and wigs, and like that. But I just find it so interesting that that's still
I really do get frustrated because you can tell that Sean Booty does not hang around with the stereotypical Keisha. These are more of her crowd. And the problem with using this demographic of top upper echelon black women is that, again, the average brother doesn't really deal with them. There are not that many women like them. Yes, there are college black women, but I'd rather use a sample cast that looks like something off of Black Chad or The Grapevine, which the casting makes sense, but when you kind of use this, and not honestly, these women could fit into Black and The Grapevine, but the problem is these women are making themselves look ridiculously extreme and high and better than what they are. But I'm going off on a tangent.
A question that's stereotypically put on us, like, is that your hair?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is that a thing? And I'm like, there's so many ways you have to try to answer that or disarm it or like reroute that question to like get the ball back in your court and be like, okay, this is where we're going with the conversation. We're not going here.
So do you feel like even though there's a yes that happened because you guys both swiped right and so there's the yes that happens, they're still treating you like a maybe?
Yes, absolutely.
And who are these guys that they're swiping right? They will never tell you. They will just have you assume that this is just... You will assume that it's a select black man. And you are right. But the problem is what happens when it's a black man that looks just like me. And who is interested. Or even... Let's just say we can play both ways. We're either interested in sex or interested in a relationship. What is the chance that we'll get what we want?
Absolutely, because the other comment that I got when I actually did go on a date, which turned out to be all right, was you're actually more kinder than I thought you would be, or you're actually more intelligent than I thought, even though you didn't go to college. And I was like,
wait, huh?
Is that a compliment or is that?
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So it's funny how when black men, not to say that this is the argument that she's using, but we've heard this before. Okay, she's not an upper echelon educated black woman. I was wrong. But it's kind of funny that when black women are not educated, they're still smart and still better than you in some type of way. But when, black men don't come with a degree, we're idiots. And even when black men come with a trade or a skill, we're still idiots.
Backhanded compliment. And that's like what is happening during a first impression is you're having to almost check yourself too and saying, did this person really just say this to me? And then still try to get to know this person and see if they are a possible mate.
I will say for me, it's more on the difficult side because I feel like I